Do 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 do. Here's a story about a man named Brady. Hello, Brooks. Hi, Pippadot. Hope you're feeling better. Right card, cement shoes. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Lily Carter, good evening. I hope we all had a pleasant and relaxing weekend. Right card, I'm Happy New Year, Will. Well, thank you, Denise. Thank you very much. I hope you had a happy New Year. Everybody's kind of catching up with each other, saying hello to everybody. Everyone, yes, definitely. Welcome, everybody. I hope we all had a great weekend and a safe New Year. Listening shoes. Hope you had fun holiday season. Hello, everyone. Left-handed RN, good evening and happy New Year to you as well. Left-handed RN. Kay McCoy, howdy from Texas. Everything's bigger and better in Texas. Love the sun. Perfect time for trivia night. I need this so badly. Well, great. Love the sun and welcome. I hope you had a happy and pleasant New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. I might get, I might just stick around for 1 hour tonight because tonight I'm in Connecticut and it's already 10 p.m. over here. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I hope you can stick around for a majority of it, right, Cart? Sandy D, welcome from North Carolina. Hello, Sandy D. I hope you had a happy and pleasant New Year's. I'm glad you could stop in tonight for the trivia. We'll get the trivia game going here in just a minute. If for all everybody who's new to this trivia night, you don't need to sign in. You don't need to do anything. All the questions are displayed on the screen. You will see the question, and you'll see four possible multiple choice question answers to the question, and you just answer A, B, C, or D in the comment section. What you think the answer is, or maybe you know what the answer is, but it's just for fun. There's nothing that weird about it, except for the mountains are not bigger than Texas. That's true. Yeah, that's true. There are the mountains in Texas are not bigger, right, Cart? But everything else is. It was great, and my house didn't get blown away by a tornado last night. Though the path through in the path, wow, that's dangerous. Thank you for all the trustful and truthful information on Josh Duggar. You're welcome, Kay McCoy. You're welcome. I put a lot of time and effort into the entire series on Josh Duggar. I wasn't at it alone though. I did definitely have help. I have quite a few friends who have degrees in journalism. That a couple of them still work in the field of journalism. One works for Vanity Fair, and the other one works for Cairo News, and that's the local news affiliate station out of Seattle, Washington. But really enjoyed the Josh Duggar story. Good. I hope everybody who watched the videos on Josh Duggar found them interesting and informative. And I know somebody else has already stolen the content from me and is using it and passing it off as their own. I counted the last time, and I'm right around 175 messages from people telling me that this other channel is using my content, and they say that it's from a source, which technically is me. But that's been happening since 2018 when I started on YouTube. You can't. There's nothing you can do about it. I mean, you could ask them politely to take it down or not to do that, but people do it. I'm not going to tell you how they do it, but it's really easy to get the entire thing of a video, a transcript of it. There's a way to do it, but Josh Duggar makes the Lorena Bobbitt look not so bad. What was his name? John Bobbitt? I bet he thinks differently though. Cement shoes. Those lurkers will. Yeah. They say the what is it? The best form of flattery is if somebody copies you. But I don't know. You can't do anything about it. That's just one of those things that, when it comes to YouTube, that and this entire media itself, there are a lot of people out there who will never do their own work. They'll never spend the time to research or document a story, and they'll pass off somebody else's work as their own to make their viewers and people who support them believe that they are something more than they are. And it's been happening since YouTube. The first YouTube videos went up. The first person who saw the cat video on YouTube and said, "Wow, look at all these people looking at cat videos. I'm going to copy that with my cat." So they did it. Why have an original idea when it's easier to take somebody else's idea and their work and pass it off as your own? People have been doing it. That's why we're here with you, Will. Well, thank you, Pippa Dot. All right. Well, I think it's time we start the old trivia. Everybody ready? No difference in stealing. That's sad. It's life, though. I mean, there are people who, and when it comes to, especially in the true crime niche, you'll find people who will they'll record 100% word for word of somebody else's content and then pass it off as their own, or they'll watch the evening news, get a transcript of that. There's a way to do it. And you get a transcript of it, and then they just repeat exactly what they're saying on the news. And you add some pauses, and if they add some pauses and stuff like that, or maybe a picture in the background, people are like, this channel's really, really, good. They really know their stuff. If you just do a little research, find it was either on ABC or Fox or some other station, like that day or day before or whatever. People do it, and you can't stop it. Mel Stiller, you're absolutely right. Some people are incapable of having original ideas. And a lot of it comes down to also, at the same time, original ideas. People are afraid of putting themselves out there. If they had to come up with the idea and write their own, script for a video or something for a YouTube channel, and put themselves out there that much more in the eye of people to judge them on what they're saying or what they're doing on their channel, they're that much more vulnerable, so they just won't do it. It's easier to copy somebody else's, and that way they feel, okay, at least I'm protected to some level because I didn't have to do all this extra work and do everything else. So, all right. Just like in school, right, Denise? Let's get the trivia going with question number 1. All right. Oops, where am I? I disappeared. And I say, put me in the little window. I have the big window. I want this there and me in the little window. All right, question number one. In 1987, how many #1 Billboard hits did Whitney Houston have back to back? Was it A, 3, 4, B, 4, C, 5, or D, 6? How many #1 Billboard hits did Whitney Houston have in 1987 back to back? I want this window. Sorry, I had to close out one window and then as you can see, then move it. I'm in the little tiny window. I mean, I can't get out. Ah, ah, ah. 1987. How many Billboard #1 hits did she have back to back? Obviously, it can be back to back to back to back to back, count up to 6 or whatever, or 5 or 4 or 3. So back to back, to some people might mean 2, but it's obviously more than 2. Mini Will, yes. And I'm only this big. You can crush my head. How many Billboard #1 hits did Whitney Houston have in 1987? She had some damn good hits in the 80s, didn't she? She also did some pretty good movies too. So that's on top of it all. All right. In 1987, how many? 6 cents, Emil. Good evening. We're on the first question, Emil. You got here just in time. In 1987, how many #1 Billboard hits did Whitney Houston have back to back? Never was a Whitney Houston fan. Oh, yeah. But I mean, how about the Bodyguard movie? I mean, I thought it was a good romantic movie, The Bodyguard, with Kevin Costner. I mean, she wrote parts of the soundtrack to that too. But I thought she was pretty good in that movie as well. New Eater, 6 cents a meal. Amelia. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I say Emil. Amelia. Now you can come out on that Little People TV show on True TV. Because I'm just a little person in a little window. we tried forever over the course of like the last 2 weeks. We spent trying to figure out how to format these the trivia questions on one half of the screen and then me on the other half to do a 50-50 split. Mel Stiller says, "I will always love you." It's her best hit ever. But we tried to. I like that song, by the way. We tried to do a 50-50 split, but because we figured out how to do it, but in order to do it, we would have to shrink either the total amount of the question, or we would have to shrink the answer section because otherwise, moving it this way, compacts it, which makes the question longer. Hey, that's my grocery delivery. They were supposed to be here 4 hours ago, but I got a $5 coupon. Yay! All right, the correct answer to question number one, and it is number one, even though it just says question. But the answer to number one, question number one, is B as in boy, 4. She had 4 number one hits back to back to back to back in 1987. She was very much in demand, and so was her music. Unfortunately, later on, she developed a drug dependency issue, but she was definitely there in 1987. All right, question number 2. The band Journey topped the charts with this remake in 1980. Which song was it by Journey? Was it A, Lovin', Touchin', Squeezin', B, Don't Stop Believin', C, Always You Want It, Any Way You Want It? So I don't know how I got always in there. Any Way You Want It, or D, Open Arms. The band Journey topped the charts with this remake in 1980s. In the 1980s, which song was it? And by the way, this is a remake of their own song. They had recorded it once previously and then remade it. It wasn't like they remade it of somebody else's work. Otherwise, I would have told you that in there. Thanks to Bobby Brown. Yeah, the two of them were not good for each other, were they? Right, Cart? But if this is a remake of their own song, Journey remaking Journey. I said it first. Oh, I always love you, the GOAT version. Thanks to Bob Brown. Brooks. Lieutenant RN's going with D. Question number 2. The band Journey topped the charts with this remake in the 1980s. Which song was it? And I just noticed that. Why is it showing that way? You know, it's not supposed to be showing the header of my trivia slides there, but I don't know why it's doing that. Oh well, we'll just have to deal with it. Those are my bookmarks. Or all those are all the other pages that I have open, at least right now. These are all great songs. They were. They still are great songs. I'm the only C answer. Any way you want it. Gone Girl. Hey, Will. Hope you're doing well. I am. Thank you. Thank you very much. Gone Girl. I am doing is a lot better. Thank you for asking. I hope you are doing well too, sweetheart. Gosh, these are all hot songs. All right. In the 1980s, Journey remade this song and topped the charts with it. The song that we're looking for that hit the top of the charts is B as in boy, Don't Stop Believin'. Lovin', Touchin', Squeezin', Any Way You Want It, and Open Arms. All 3 of those songs never got higher than number 5 on the charts. But Don't Stop Believin' hit number 1. So B as in boy was the top the charts in the 1980s. Question number 3. Fame comes to those that wait. Can you name the only top 10 hit by Irina Cara to not only top the charts but win a Grammy? Is it The Dream, B, What a Feeling, C, Out Here on My Own, or D, Fame? Irene Cara not only hit the top of the charts, but she won a Grammy for this song. What song is it? Some B's, we got some D's. Maybe B? Rykart is going with D as in dumb. Brooks is going with B. I don't know Irina Cara. You don't know this, any of those songs? Huh. Well, I guess we can't know all music, can we, son? Sarah, Sandy, we can't know all of them. Delta Burke, good evening. It was a hit with me, LOL. Gone Girl is going with D. Flashdance. What song did Irina Cara top the charts with and win a Grammy? The correct answer to question number 3 is D as in dog, Fame. She won a Grammy for original music soundtrack to the movie Fame, and the song Fame also topped the charts. It was number 1 and stayed within the top 10. According to my note here, it stayed in the number 1 through 10, stayed in the top 10 for a total of 11 weeks. I don't listen to country music. Okay, well, we do have a couple questions on country music coming up, right, Card, but not yet. Well, I guessed it right. Yes, that's when my kids were toddlers in the 80s. All right, question number 4. In the holiday spirit, which one of these duets really happened for a Christmas song? We're looking for which one of these is a real duet, and one of them is a duet that came together to record a Christmas song. Was it A, Elton John and Tupac, B, Bono and Dolly Parton, C, Bing Crosby and Kid Rock, or D, Stevie Wonder and Carlos Santana? I suck at this game, but I enjoy it. I'm sorry. I love the sun. Maybe you never know. There might, every week the questions change. So there might be questions on here you might know. You never know. But I'm glad you enjoy it still. Gone Girl is going with B, Bono and Dolly Parton. Right card's going with D, Stevie Wonder and Santana. No, still no idea. I have no idea. Y'all know these? I'll tell you this much, Pip and Dot. I didn't know this one. I had no idea about this one until the question came up, and then I looked it up. It was actually a pretty popular song too, a Christmas song. What the fuck? I'm guessing D. D. Stevie Wonder and Carlos Santana. It could be. We'll find out in a minute here. When in doubt, I usually pick C. Delta Delta Burke is going with C. Pippa Dot 2 for 2. Gone Girl, I'm just guessing. Rykart going with B. In the holiday spirit, which one of these duets really happened for a Christmas song? A Christmas song. Which one of these? Well, let's see if we can, use deductive reasoning. Which one of them would be more of a Christmas artist? You think Elton John and Tupac Shakur would record a Christmas song? No, not really. Bono from U2 and Dolly Parton? Maybe. Bing Crosby and Kid Rock? That's an odd couple, but I don't know. Maybe. Stevie Wonder and Carlos Santana? I mean, Carlos Santana. When I think of him, all I think about is guitar. And Stevie Wonder more mellow, so that would be an odd pairing for a duet. Which one is it? Oh my God, Rykart, I was drinking water and just came out my nose. Elton John and Juicy Smollett. The first time I heard someone say Juicy Smollett was Dave Chappelle. The first time I heard him, Jesse Smollett referred to as Juicy. Juicy Smollett, the gay Tupac. Oh, darn it! Forgot to turn the camera back on for me. All right, there I am back in the small little corner. All right, the correct answer, ladies and gentlemen, is C, as in cat. Bing Crosby and Kid Rock. And this is how they did it. It was a song that Bing Crosby originally recorded. It was The Little Drummer Boy, and they overlaid with CGI. They put them both in the studio at the same time singing the song Little Drummer Boy. Bing Crosby didn't have to be alive. None of them have to be alive for it to be a duet. It's just the two of them singing. So, you could have two dead people singing a duet. If they put them together and they with computer animation, and everything, overlaid their songs, the two of them singing at the same time. But Kid Rock and Bing Crosby. Bing's Christmas all the way. All right, question number 5. Which Friends co-star has appeared in MTV music videos? Which member of the cast of Friends listed? Now, obviously, that's not every member of the cast of Friends. That's just the main characters. Was on MTV in a music video. Was it A, Matthew Perry, B, David Schwimmer, I think it's how you pronounce it, Schwimmer, C, Lisa Kudrow, or D, Courtney Cox? Yeah. Half Rudder, good evening and welcome to tonight's trivia. I hope you had a wonderful, happy and safe New Year's Eve. Welcome to 2022, Half Rudder. I'm glad you could be here with us tonight. Which Friends co-star has appeared in MTV music videos? Half Rudder. Oh. You have rock games nights many times. Love the Sun is going with D. Courtney Cox. Will, thanks for checking out my videos, hon. Always, sweetheart. Thank you for sending them to me. I wish I could figure out how to make them into a digital file that the ones that I've the first one that I remastered and that I shared with you, but I don't know how to send that to you in a file format where you could then post it on your channel. I mean, I know other ways around it, but we're not going to go that route. Sal Singleton. Good evening, sir. How you doing? Welcome to tonight's trivia. Little Drummer Boy is your favorite. Which Friends co-star has appeared in MTV music videos? Going with D. All right. Which Friends co-star has appeared in MTV music videos? The correct answer is D as in dog. Courtney Cox. Courtney Cox. Bonus if you can figure out if you know who or what video was the very first one. What was the very first video that Courtney Cox ever appeared in on MTV? It was a music video. It wasn't like promotional ad, but for anything. Because quite a few of them did do commercials before they became famous for Friends, and likewise afterwards. But Kay McCoy is going with Bruce Springsteen for the win. Kay McCoy got it. Bruce Springsteen, the boss. Yep, Bruce Springsteen. Dancing in the Dark was the very first video that she was on. She was also in a video for the group Poison, and she was also on a video for Brian Henley in music videos for Poison and Brian Henley. So she's been in a total of three music videos. But Bruce Springsteen for the win. Good job, Kay McCoy. Okay, question number 6. Hall & Oates had a long career that isn't over yet, with several unreleased albums. What song went double platinum for them first? What song went double platinum for Hall & Oates first? A, You Make My Dreams. B, Out of Touch. C, Rich Girl. Or D, One on One. Bruce Springsteen is friends with the Obamas. Is he? Didn't know that. Thank you for letting me know that, right, Cart? I don't keep up with politics. I don't follow it at all. I'm not kidding. I'm probably the least political person that you're ever going to meet. Because I'm a firm believer that there is no political party out there that is looking out for the common man anymore, and they are only out there to serve the benefactors, the people who give them large donations to push their agenda, whatever is good for that corporation. So I don't follow politics, nor do I follow um, people who are friends with politicians. Now, I make fun of them. I make fun of people from every side just as well. Lars, I almost said A. Lisa, snag, smelly cat. Lisa Kudrow, yeah, saying smelly cat. I vote for you, Will. Yeah, I won't run for political office though. But thanks though. Love the song. It was Dancing in the Dark. Right card's going with B for this one. Question number 6. Hall & Oates had a long career that isn't over with yet, with several unreleased albums. According to CBS Records, they have 2 albums with them that have never been released. So that you've got to figure what 10 songs in each album, so 20 songs with CBS Records that they've never released. Love their music. Democrats are taking freedoms. Well, Lars, I don't follow politics. And if you really want to get down to it, Lars, more people lost freedoms under George Bush than any other administration ever. We all gave up a hell of a lot of our freedoms, and our constitutional rights have been trampled on underneath the disguise of freedom and protection of America underneath the Patriot Act. So, and see it. We can argue back and forth about it, but it ain't going to make any difference in either one of our lives. We can't get them to change it. I think Obama voted to keep the surveillance and stuff like that alive. So it started with one administration. The next administration just kept it going, and here we are now. It's still going. So we're all screwed. It's a bigger picture that I can't control, so I just work on what I can in my area right here. I can control this. I can live here and be happy and try to make other people happy. Hall & Oates has had a long career that isn't over with yet, with several unreleased albums. What song went double platinum for them first? Question number 6. The answer is C as in cat. Rich Girl. Rich Girl went double platinum for Hall & Oates first. In case you're wondering, You Make My Dreams Come True. Well, You Make My Dreams is actually the name of the song. That one was next. Out of Touch was number 3, and One on One was the 4th one. All of them have gone platinum or double platinum eventually, but the very first one was Rich Girl. Rich Girl. I always thought they looked a little weird, Hall & Oates, but that's just me. They didn't look like your typical rock or pop, singers. But I like their music though. All right, question number 7. Let's Party Like It's 1999 was a hit for which artist? A. Prince. B. Bill Clinton. C. Sir Elton John. Or D. Jackson Brown. Who said, let's party like it's 1999? Crystalina Bacteria, good evening. Welcome to the stream, Crystalina. I hope you had a happy new year. Thank you for joining us tonight. Betty Blue, same to you. I hope you had a happy new year. Welcome. Welcome. I hope I didn't miss anybody else. I was doing a lot of this, and I should have been doing this. Should have been listening. I'm going to scroll up. 71926 Oates. Is that a real number? I have a feeling you're my long lost sister. Hello, B. There's a phone number you can call, and they'll play a Hall and Oates song. I used to have the meme. If someone somewhere pays for it. Oh, that's cool. Happy New Year to you. Thank you, Betty Blue. And yeah, isn't that sad? Speaking of Betty's, we lost an icon on New Year's Eve. Betty White. We lost an icon with her. I've met her a couple of times at the. She used to come to the veterinarian hospital at Washington State University. She was a huge benefactor to the animal hospital there. She had brought her dog there originally for surgery, but she became a very big benefactor of the university animal hospital itself. I met her a couple of times there because I had a friend who worked at there's only two real hotels back then in the college town. There's since now I think there's four, but I met her a couple of times and she was a really nice lady, really down to earth and funny. Yeah, well, we also lost John Madden. That's true. Forgot about him for a second there, Reichart. Thank you. Loved her since Password. I wasn't in the Hall and Oates emergency hotline. Password that was a good show. Yeah, game show. I liked it. I saw her on a couple of episodes. You probably can find them online, or maybe it might even be on YouTube, where she was on What's My Line. She wasn't one of the regulars on there, but she was on a couple of episodes of What's My Line. She would appear in just about anything, but she lived what 99 years, right? 99 years. And they don't make actors and actresses like that anymore. The Betty Whites, the George Burns of the world. We're never going to get people like that ever again. And it's sad as a large portion of society today, they don't appreciate the knowledge that their elders hold. They figure they can learn everything from the internet. I've been called way, I don't know, called away. Bye, guys. Bye, Six Cents, Amelia. You have a great week ahead. Golden Girls with Betty White. Yeah. Judah. Hi, friends. Happy New Year. Same to you, Judah and RRH. Good evening, sir. How are you doing? I hope you had a happy and safe New Year. Rihanna Evans is your guess. Well, let's party like it's 1999. The correct answer is A. Prince was the artist that we are looking for question number 7. Colleen 41. Good evening. Welcome to Trivia Night. I hope you had a wonderful New Year's as well. All right, question number 8. Who provided backup singing on Dire Straits' song Money for Nothing? The Money for Nothing. Was it A, Prince, B, James Taylor, C, Sting, or D, John Denver? Who provided backup singing on Dire Straits' song Money for Nothing? Liz Jane, good evening and welcome to Trivia Night. I hope you had a happy New Year as well. I'm sorry if I miss anybody because it's going by pretty quick right now. Guys, this is A. Is it? Guessing Sting, Happy New Year. Everyone says C, so C. It's not D, as he was deceased then. This was Prince on the album cover. C or D, Reichart says. Lieutenant RN is going with C. Kind of look that up really quickly. I mean, I already know the answer to this question. I think you're thinking of a different album, Brenda. On the single, the 45 slip cover for the song for the 45, at least the original, has a computer animated guy on the front of it and a million TVs in the background, and it shows somebody playing the drums on the television. The other one is the later version of the CD single, and the 45 is just a guitarist at nighttime, and you see his headband and a gold guitar on the cover of it. So it's not him on the cover. Well, at least those are the two different versions of the single. Maybe you're thinking of a different one. No, it's not on the cassette single either. The cassette single is the well, at least the only one that's here on Gem is of the guitarist. Sorry. All right. The question number 8. The correct answer is C. C is in cat. It was Sting. Sting, did backup vocals and sang on the song "Money for Nothing" along with Dire Straits. Liz Jane is C. Is C. Well, maybe you're thinking of a different song though, or maybe there was a later release that that had Prince on the televisions in the background. But the one version's got the little computer animated guy, which is all blocky, character, because that's what computer graphics looked like back then. Sting plays guitar. He does play guitar, but that's definitely not Sting playing the guitar. That's the lead singer of Dire Straits. But maybe there's another version of the cover, because I went onto Gem.com, which is a website where aficionados of record albums and bygone media formats sell things like that, like cassettes, reel-to-reel tapes, 8 tracks, record albums. But I went on there and I just put it into the search engine, and in each and every one of them, it shows like the albums, CD, and the cassette singles. Well, maybe we're thinking of a different one, or maybe Prince is on one of the later versions. I don't know, but not on this one though. All right, we're going on to question number 9. No one woke up the band. No one woke up the band before he had to go, even though his heart said you better go solo. What debut album was titled Faith? Whose? It should be whose. Whose debut album was titled Faith? Just know Sting's voice. No one woke the band up before he had to go, even though his heart said you better go solo. Whose debut album was titled Faith? A. George Michael, B. Boy George, C. George Clinton, or D. George Jones? Solo. We're looking for the solo artist. Don't like to admit I know this. You don't like to admit it, RH? RRH doesn't like to admit it. George was a sweet man. Which one? Boy George is still alive. George Michael, I believe, is still alive. George Clinton, I'm pretty sure, is alive. George Jones is dead. George Michael, hang like a yo-yo on like yo-yo. George Michael died. Okay. Tell you the truth, I haven't bought an album of George Michael since probably 1986, 87. I mean, that's the last time I bought anything by either Wham or George Michael or anything. It was probably like, late 70s, late 1980s. I mean, I don't even, I'm almost certain I don't even have anything in my collection anymore by George Michael. It wasn't that, I didn't like the music, just wasn't big enough a fan to hold on to things like that for, the music. Watching his bio, amazing philanthropist, didn't know that. All right, what is the correct answer to question number 9? The answer is A as in apple. He is still amazing, dead or not. A as in apple. George Michael's Faith solo album, his first solo album was called Faith. Faith. Question number 10. Excuse me. Do you know where it was born? The U.S. Congress spent $680,000 to dedicate this place the birthplace of country music. Is it A, Nashville, Tennessee, B, Bristol, Tennessee, C, Gatlinburg, Tennessee, or D, Boston, Massachusetts? The U.S. Congress spent $680,000 to dedicate this place the birthplace of country music. A lot of people guessing A. Starfire's A with the question mark. Well, I'm from Boston, so a hard no. Hard nah. It's a hard nah. Bristol is boot country. They where the whichever city this is, ladies and gentlemen, there is a humongous sign and monument to in there that you can go and have your picture taken in front of, and all over town you'll find little metal plaques on on buildings and stuff like this. They'll tell you about how it is the birthplace of country music. Aerosmith is from Boston. From Boston. Are they Southeast? I love this song. Canada. Yeah, where's the inner peas? Linda Daub. Hey, and welcome to the tonight's music trivia, Linda. I'm glad you're here with us. Wicked, wicked, everything wicked, wicked good, wicked bad. Hey, Nash Vegas. She must be busy tonight. So we New Kids on the Block, my daughter's favorite group when she was younger. New Kids on the Block. Oh, New Kids on the Block. Some of them have gone on to have pretty good careers, solo careers. All right. The U.S. Congress spent $680,000 to dedicate this place the birthplace of country music. Ladies and gentlemen, the correct answer is B as in boy, Bristol, Tennessee. You drive into town, there's a giant sign that says the birthplace of country music. There are several plaques all over town, especially in the downtown area, that tell you all about it being the birthplace and certain historical things and people who were born in Bristol, Tennessee, who went on to Country Music Hall of Fame in the Grand Ole Opry. It's all over town. Bristol, Tennessee. RH knew it. He saw a sign on the way to Florida. Yeah, Bristol, Tennessee. But isn't that ridiculous? $680,000. It was, according to my note here, it was $681,315 is what they spent to mark Bristol, Tennessee. I don't know if that's for all the monuments and all the plaques and everything, but that's what it came to name it the birthplace of country music. All right, question number 11. Only in Germany can you find 6 different types of hard rock metal music. Which one below is the third most popular? Third most popular type of hard rock metal music in Germany? Is it A, fast-paced punk, B, Black Death, C, Nazi, or D, techno metal punk? That's why I don't listen to country. How's that? Only in Germany can you find 6 different types, and they list them. 4 of the 6 are listed right here. Well, you have a good night, Kay McCoy, and thank you for stopping in and playing with us for a while. And I hope the rest of your week is, full of love and joy. Thank you again. Guessing Black Death. Only in Germany can you find 6 different types of hard rock metal music. We're looking for the third most popular. Never heard of it? Rihanna Evans? Well, it's probably a good thing that you haven't. When I was a teenager, I was growing up in the Minneapolis, Minnesota area. I used to hang out at this bar in downtown Minneapolis called the First Street Entry. They had 2 bars on the corner, First Street and 7th Street, and you could go listen to bands at. And they used to get these Nazi like bands in there all the time. They were skinhead bands, but some of them were okay. Like they were good music. Didn't listen to any of the lyrics or what they were singing about. But I mean, they had talent. All is a scary sound. Meaning it doesn't sound very nice. All is scary. Yeah. Okay, question number 11. Only in Germany can you find 6 different types of hard rock metal. Which one is the third most popular? The correct answer is C, as in cat. Nazi. Nazi metal, to be exact, or Nazi, hard rock. And they have actual festivals of Nazi music and propaganda. People gather and they're neo Nazis and Nazis, who gather every summer for music festivals and preach nothing but the white power and all that shit. So, but it's the third most popular music genre in the metal area for metal music in Germany. Those are 4 of the 6 different types. Yes, techno metal punk is a real thing, and it's in Germany. But the other one is death metal, and then anarchist metal. In Germany, they list music by categories of where you fit in at. So, but those are the 6 different kinds. The other 2 are death and anarchist. Losing 2 wars wasn't enough for them, I guess. I guess. I thought Nazi crap was illegal in Germany. Oh, it's not, because these you can go on to it's either Vox TV or Vice TV, and you can type in German music festival, just that. You don't even have to type in the rest of it on YouTube, and you can watch a little mini documentary. It's about 20-25 minutes about how these music festivals are flourishing, and this hate is actually flourishing in Germany. They're not the only country, though. They're not, unfortunately. All right, let's move on to something happier. Question number 12. Who had a top 10 chart single with a remake of the hit song A Groovy Kind of Love in 1988? I'm not visiting Germany on the bad side. There's some pretty parts of Germany. I've been there. Well, I got to visit some of the smaller countrysides. around Ramstein Medical Hospital. But I think I only had a little bit of time there, though. If you forgot about history will repeat. That is true, Linda. History is doomed to repeat itself if you don't pay attention to it and learn from it. But who had a top 10 chart single with a remake of hit song to A Groovy Kind of Love in 1988? Was it A, Jackson Browne, B, Phil Collins, C, BTO, which is Bachman Turner Overdrive, or D, Earth, Wind, and Fire? Excuse me. Top 10 single with a remake of the hit song, A Groovy Kind of Love. Got a lot of people guessing B. Sandy D is just going with a bunch of question marks. Right card going with B. Is Phil Collins still alive? I do not know the answer to that. I love the music on the film Tarzan. Thanks for your music trivia night. Great way to spend a Sunday evening. Well, great. Love the song. I'm glad you enjoy it. Phil still kicking. Oh, that's good. RH, no idea. B. Yeah, he is, but he looks ill. Who had a top 10 chart single with a remake of the hit song A Groovy Kind of Love in 1988? Moments in Trading, good evening and welcome to Trivia Night. I hope you had a wonderful weekend and a happy and safe New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. We can't play drums anymore. Oh, that's sad. You guys split, Brenda? Well, you have a great night and a happy and safe week ahead. And thank you for stopping in and playing with us. He goes everywhere in a wheelchair now as he can't cope with walking far. Oh, that's sad. All right, the correct answer to this, in case you haven't guessed it by now, is definitely B. Phil Collins had the top 10 chart single with a remake of A Groovy Kind of Love in 1988. Are you taking off too, Betty? I'm guessing completely. Phil Collins, yeah. Oh no. I caught Rihanna Evans saying bye, Betty. I'm sorry. All right, well. All right, here we go. Question number 13, ladies and gentlemen. What singer played two of his three planned shows at Folsom Prison in 1968? The third show was canceled because of a riot. Who was this? Was it A. Merle Haggard, B. Johnny Cash, C. June Carter and the Carter Family, or D. Jane's Addiction? What singer played two of his three planned shows at Folsom Prison in 1968? I won't forget that soundtrack soon. B, 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 B. More B's. Always enjoy when you join on Trivia Night. Betty Blue's going with Johnny Cash. B, 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 B. Yeah, well, somebody new jumped in and didn't get to say hello. Where you guys go back up. Karen, good evening. Where'd it go? Karen Pearson, good evening and welcome to Trivia Night. I'm glad you could be here with us. Was Jane's Addiction around then? No, of course it wasn't RRH. They weren't around. But I had to come up with a fourth, one, and it kind of sounds like a band that would play in a prison, right? Hello. Nah, hello. I'm Johnny Cash. Well, I got a lot of Johnny Cash albums back here. Oh, they're all down here. Next section down. Started organizing them finally. You like Roy Orbison? Roy had a good voice. Not bad for somebody who was almost completely blind. I guess Ricky Allen still plays drums today. But I say that about not bad about Roy Orbison, because he never thought that even his guitar playing, he thought that he wasn't all that great, and he thought his voice, he was very judgmental about his own abilities. And he used to talk when you hear him in interviews, he used to say that he wrote songs that are going to live on forever, but he didn't think that his abilities were any better than anyone else. Very humble man. That's how he opened the show at Folsom. Hello, I'm Johnny Cash in a deep voice. Let's see. Folsom. Either just to pick them up and look at them all in a stack. Ring of Fire. Cash Sings Storyteller. Cash Roundup. Your Rhythm. All right. The correct answer is B as in boy, Johnny Cash. Johnny wore black because of his time in prison. Johnny wore black before he ever got in trouble with law. And the only real serious time that Johnny Cash ever spent in jail, not prison, but was for smuggling pain medication from Mexico back into the United States hidden inside of his guitar. He had some other brushes with the law, but certainly not real prison time. But question number 14, B was the correct answer for 13. Number 14, called the saddest song of a decade. What song was not only the rebirth of George Jones's career, but earned his song this honor? Was it A, Honky Tonk Blues, B, She's Gone Away, C, Little Baby Ray, or D, He Stopped Loving Her Today? Roy Orbison's Crying. Yeah. I thought he wore black because he identified with the poor and the downtrodden. I'm not sure why he. I mean, I'm not obviously not a historian for Johnny Cash. I mean, I've read his Man in Black and his other book of The Man in White, but I don't know if it ever got into why he decided to wear black. It may have, but it's been a while since I read both of the books. I mean, obviously, I enjoy his music that he made. I can't listen to the stuff that he made towards the end of his life, um, like the remake of Nine Inch Nails' songs, and some of the other songs that he recorded. I can't listen to because it's just not the same individual. And the video of Hurt, the remake of the song by Nine Inch Nails that he did, that is just a tragic, it's really sad. I have Johnny Cash's meme that shows him in a bright colored shirt sitting in a bush eating cake with his hands, probably drunk or high. He spent a lot of years abusing himself severely, with alcohol and drugs, a lot of years. That has to be D. Now, for question number 14, the labeled the saddest song of a decade. The correct answer is D, as in dog. He Stopped Loving Her Today by George Jones. Is yes, George Jones is known as sing sad songs. Definitely sad. Yeah. D as in dog. Stephanie Fisher, good evening and welcome to True Crime. Not True Crime. Music trivia. Mike Stevens. Good evening, Mike. Hola. Hola to everybody. All right, question number 15. I hope you both had, by the way, before I move on, I hope you both had a happy and safe New Year's. Thank you for joining us tonight. All right, question number 15. Finish the next line of this iconic Pink Floyd song. We're just two lost souls swimming in a. Finish the line of the song. A drowning swirl of pain. B, high hopes with no future. C, fish bowl year after year. Or D, wish you never came. Happy New Year. Finish the line of this iconic Pink Floyd song. We're just two lost souls swimming in a. Manilow fan, Mike? Was it this? I just picked up some new albums. I don't think I picked up any Manilow this time around. No. I got Jackson Browne, The Supremes, The Fifth Dimension, a bunch of National Lampoon albums, Uriah Heep, Paul McCartney, Michael Jackson of Thriller, and Olivia Newton-John. I went to a record sale that a church was having a tag sale just before New Year's, and I picked up a whole bunch of records. They were 50 cents a piece. I was like, hell yeah. I saw Pink Floyd on the Division Bell tour in the '90s. That'd be cool. Old record album, record? Yes. There's a whole huge collection back here. That's all this is. Record. That's all. That's all this stuff is. These two shelves here. That's only part of my collection. The rest of it's in the house. But yeah, I grew up listening to records, and it's what I enjoy listening to music on. And now I gotta go back. I don't know why that thing moved. It was stay put right there. Last album you bought was U2, Rattle and Hum. I have Rattle and Hum in the house. My daughter likes to listen to. She steals a lot of like my albums, like the Beatles, um, mainly the Beatles. She takes a lot of them. Your drama teacher got you into Pink Floyd. True story. That's cool. I don't remember, uh, however I got into some of the music. Some of it found me. Some music did. Just enjoy it. I like record albums. The covers are actual nice art. That's true. That's true. I have a huge collection. I mean, and what's behind me here is a very eclectic collection. I have everything from rap, punk, metal records. I've got everything from basically from Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath through to classical. I got some country, well, quite a bit of country, rock. I got it all. Your very first album was Wild Cherry. Do you have Darius record trivia? Stephanie Fisher. It is on the list. Well, Hootie the Blowfish is on here. To do trivia about Darius Rucker, his solo career, that'd be interesting. But I mean, it'd be something to definitely consider. I'll make a note of it because Hootie and the Blowfish is definitely on the list. I don't have my notebook in here with me; it's in the house, but I know they're on there. But I don't write a note. Darius Rucker trivia. Do you have old records from Kiss? Yeah, yes I do. Right, Cart? I got Kiss, Jimi Hendrix, Rolling Stones. You name it. I probably have something by a lot of them. All right, finish the line of this iconic Pink Floyd song. We're just two lost souls in a. Which one is the correct answer? Is C as in cat, fish bowl. So the lyric goes, "We're just two lost souls swimming in a fish bowl year after year." I used to, speaking of Kiss, I used to have each and every one of their solo albums. Like Ace Frehley when he did his, it was just him and his makeup. And each one of them did. I used to have all of those, but I have no idea what happened to them because I went through the collection looking for them not too long ago, and I don't have them anymore. And I used to have Gene Simmons's disco album as well. Yes, Gene Simmons put out a solo album as it was there were disco songs on it. Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley put out some as well. I loved Elton John. This joke is outdated, but breaking news: Trump vows to make Pink Floyd pay for the wall. All right. Question number 16. Since so many singers and actors and such don't like certain colors of jelly beans, what is Roger Waters' Pink Floyd fame's favorite? Is it A, doesn't have one, eats them all, B, green, C, blue, or D, doesn't have one, he hates them all? Moment of silence for Betty White. Yes. Good old Betty White. May she rest in peace. Finally went home to be with her husband. No, it's just the album cover artwork was just a picture of each one. Each one of them put out on a solo album, and it was just them in their face paint. That was the cover art for each of them. So, but out of all three of their solo albums that they did, I think Ace Frehley's was probably the better of all of them. But that's just my own personal choice. I mean, they each of them had their own style, and they were trying to make a go of rock and roll during the disco era. So Reagan liked Ronald Reagan. Yeah, Ronald Reagan is famous for always having a bowl of jelly beans on his desk. Since so many singers and actors and such don't like certain colors of jelly beans, what was Roger Waters' Pink Floyd favorite? And not that Roger Waters should be discounted for his solo career. He had a hell of a solo career by himself too. I don't think that we'll ever see anybody like the great Gipper again, Betty. Adore Roger and have seen him 3 times in concert, yet I wouldn't know this question. The last two, the reason why I put this one in here, Loves the Sun, is because the last two music trivias, we had a question about certain solo artists who don't like M&M, certain colors of M&Ms. They won't let them on the tour bus or backstage or anywhere else. I could not find, I started going through a list of different people looking for someone who actually said that they liked, all M&Ms. I couldn't find one. And this one kept on popping up over and over again about Roger Waters and his, comments about jelly beans. So I was like, well, and it's not M&Ms, but we'll put it in there anyways. It's along the same lines. These are weird questions, LOL. Yeah, trying to keep it interesting. Starfire, just trying to keep it interesting. Does anyone know the 9 most dangerous words in the English language? Um, Dangerous. No. The first thing that came to my mind was George Carl's words you can't say, but 9 dangerous words of the English language. We the people. That's only 3. Helen Penrith. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, Alan. But welcome to Music Trivia. I'm having fun. Thank you for playing. Good. Since so many singers and actors and such don't like certain colors of jelly beans, What is Roger Waters of Pink Floyd fame's favorite? The correct answer is A, as in apple. He likes them all. He doesn't have one. He just eats jelly beans. He says he's always liked to suck on jelly beans when they're practicing or tuning their instruments to do a concert. He likes to suck on jelly beans. That's the comment that kept on coming up over and over again when I was looking for somebody who likes or all colors of M&Ms. All taste the same. I'm from the government and I'm here to help. Well, I wasn't too far off, and that is 9 dangerous words right there. You got it, Stephanie. All right, question number 17. What artist wrote "I Will Always Love You," for which was a hit for Whitney Houston, even though she wasn't the first one in mind for the song? What artist wrote "I Will Always Love You"? That's the name of the song, by the way. That's why it's in quotes. For which was a hit for Whitney Houston, even though she wasn't the first one in mind for the song? Was it A, Olivia Newton-John, B, Janet Jackson, C, TLC, or D, Dolly Parton? Wear a mask. You'll be safe. It is the most dangerous. Is that 9? 1, 2, 3. I didn't get to count it. Kristalina got a lot of D's. Dolly, good old Dolly. D's, a lot of D's. Yeah. 7 most dangerous are I now pronounce you man and wife, and then you're screwed. Is it? You can always do a prenuptial. Marriage isn't for everyone. I understand that. B and C do not write music at all. George Carlton, 7 things you can't say. That's the first thing that came to my mind when she said 9. But for some reason, it just popped in my head. I've got the album behind me somewhere. George Carlton, a true comedic genius. Let's see, is that on Class Clown? Class Clown, side 1 is Class Clown, waste of time, values. Side 2 is I used to be an Irish Catholic, confessional, special dispensation, heaven's mysteries, and Muhammad, all America the beautiful. Yep, 7 words you can never say on television is track 6. Track 6 on Class Clown. Well, that's not good. I open it up and it's not, I don't have the right album in here. Inside the actual jacket is George Carlin's FM AM. And it's not on that one, so it's got to, I bet I probably put the wrong albums in the wrong jackets. So look at here. Go to George Carlin's Evening with Wally Londo. Is it in here? Nope. All right. Well, I'll look at these later on. I got the wrong records and the wrong jackets. The answer for question number 17 is D, as in Dolly Parton wrote the song. She never said in the actual statement who she originally had planned to, the person she originally wanted the song to be recorded by. She only said that Whitney Houston wasn't her first choice. She never actually, expanded upon that any farther than that. 7 dirty words are mask, COVID, Biden, vaccine, mandate, lockdowns, and corona. Those are 7 deadly, and dirty words, Mike. I don't know if those are the ones that we're necessarily thinking of, but yeah, those are definitely seven nasty words. All right, question number 18. The horror he could tell us. Who is the lead singer of the Rock Bottom Remainders? Is it A, Amy Tan, B, Dave Barry, C, Stephen King, or D, Ridley Pearson? And before anybody, if you guys know about the Rock Bottom Remainders, they are back in the studio and they're going to be releasing their newest CD. It has 9 songs on it. The Rock Bottom Remainders. And what's inside of the AM FM? It's another copy of FM AM. What the hell? I have 2 copies of the same album here in different jackets. That's not good. That means that 1 copy is not mine. Now I gotta figure out who is listening to my records and put the wrong record in the wrong jacket. That's gonna suck. Not a rock fan of Liz fan. I'm a rock fan plus others. Not a clue, says Elaine Ann, and welcome Elaine Ann. Elaine Ann. ABC are authors. I think SK played an instrument though. Not familiar with D. All of them are authors. Moments in Training. Amy Tan, she's written. Dave Barry, comedy. Stephen King, horror. Ridley Pearson, horror. Liz and Judy Garland's daughter. A is a girl. This is true, Betty. Amy Tan is definitely female. They are. They're all writers of one form or another. They've all written something, produced some kind of book. Well, so I'll tell you exactly what Amy Tan's last book was. Amy Tan last book. Last book was Where the Past Begins. That was in 2017, Amy Tan's last book. For that, she wrote The Many Daughters of Afro Moy, The Opposite of Faith. But her last book that she wrote was Where the Past Begins. They're all writers. Dave Barry is kind of is comedy, jokes, sarcasm, stuff like that about raising a family, and he was also a newspaper columnist for. He was syndicated for the longest time. I think we've all heard of Stephen King and maybe one or two of his books, and Ridley Pearson as well. Let's see. Well, I got Biblo pulled up. Let's see. Ridley Pearson's last book. Ridley Pearson, The Godwell Incident, the last book that he wrote, most recent book, was called The Final Step in 2018. Publication order of Ridley Pearson's books. But The Final Step was his on, according to Biblo, was his most recent book, was 2018. Oh, he's even written a children's book. Isn't that nice? I don't think I'll be reading that to my son. All right. The horror he could tell us, who is the lead singer of the Rock Bottom Remainders? The correct answer to question number 18 is C as in cat. Stephen King is the lead singer and guitarist. Well, he's one of the guitarists for the Rock Bottom Remainders. They were more active between 2012 and 2015, and because of different things that came up with, their personal lives, and other things that happened, writing books. I guess that takes time, but they took a hiatus for a while, but they're now back jamming and recording. And they will be releasing, I think this is their third or fourth CD. I'm not entirely sure on that. Don't quote me on that. But I know they have at least 2 or 3 out right now that they've already released. Stephen King says that the Rock Bottom Remainders is more like a trashy house band that plays in a bar, or a house bar band. But that that they, a lot of times, they just kind of fumble through the songs because, well, they have very little talent, but they like to do it. He's not very good. The Starfire, he's not very good of a singer. But most of the songs that they do are all cover songs, more blues rockish, kind of tempo of music. They've played quite a few times in the Chicago, Illinois area. They played at the House of Blues. So, I guess people like that all like to hang out together. I have no idea who is who is Rock Bottom Remainders are. Love the Sun. Well, it's all those that are listed right there. That's all the members. I think there were like 1 or 2 other members who played with the band, who played like either an instrument that they didn't know, somebody who played the keyboard, or maybe a brass instrument. People who fit in, came in and played on certain songs. Other writers, but each and every one of these people that you see on the screen are all members of the band. Rock Bottom Remainders is the name of the band. All right, question number 19. How many albums must be sold to qualify for being a diamond level of sales? Is it A, 1 million, B, 10 million, C, 100 million, or D, 1 trillion? How many albums must be sold to qualify for being a diamond level of sales? Google said A, or what? Talking to Rhythm? I have no idea. Rihanna is going with D. B, C, A. Oh, man, we're all over the place here on this one, huh? We got every letter covered. A, B, C, D, and D. I'm guessing B. Crystalina is going with A. Sandy, D. I love your icon picture, by the way, Sandy. It's I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it looks really cool. Hannah Landon is going with C. Brooks is going with A. Stay out of Chicago. Yeah, didn't they just set a new record again for the deadliest year? Oh, I've never heard until now of this level. Diamond level. They had to come up with new levels from my guess for because of the Beatles. Because see, you have your silver level, then you have gold album, then you have your platinum and your double platinum. Well, what do you do when you get to a platinum level? Do you go quadrillion platinum, or do you have to come up on the new level above that? So the Beatles have been so popular for so long and have sold so many, they had to come up with something. After the quadrillion, platinum or whatever the hell level comes up after that. There's probably something. I mean, YouTube, for the YouTube awards, for the level for subscribers, originally it was bronze. They don't even offer that anymore. But they used to have a bronze, then they had the silver, then they had the gold, and then they had the diamond level. And after that, there wasn't anything. Well, because of Mr. Beast and Cutie Pie or some other channel, they had to come up with a new level. So now the newest, highest level of YouTube plaque that you can get is called the Red Ruby level. And I think you have to have like 40 or 60 million subscribers or something like that to get to that point to get one of those. Or for like $1,000, you can just buy one on off of one of these sites that make them. Flower, you colored? Oh, that's cool. PewDiePie was the first to reach the record subscriber level over and over. Yeah, I did, but there were like three of them. Two of them that got into like this battle back and forth when they were trying to get to that level where they basically sent their minions out on everybody and said, just spam all of YouTube, and tell people to subscribe to PewDiePie or to Mr. Beast or whoever. Yeah, I can't remember. I think it was Mr. Beast and PewDiePie. But if I did something like that, YouTube would kick me the hell off their platform in a heartbeat. They would. But they allowed those two people, both of them, and then quickly afterwards, toughened up the policy that you can't do that. All right, how many albums must be sold to qualify for the diamond level of sales? The correct answer to question number 19 is B, as in boy, 10 million. I said C, but I'm thinking B. Karen, you're correct. It is B. B is diamond level, 10 million. I watched PewDiePie. I don't get why he's so popular. Neither do I, Starfire. Neither do I. It makes two of us. I'm a subscriber to Mr. Beast. Only because I like to watch. I turn the volume off on purpose because I'm trying to watch what he's doing and how he's trying to draw people in. And he's got some good ideas, and obviously it works for him. If you can't grow unless you are willing to learn. So I got it right. I guess 10 million for platinum last time. All right, question number 20. Most of the world hates auto-tuned vocals, but millions of artists use it. Who was the first to top the charts using it? Was it A, Cher, B, Madonna, C, Billy Joel, or D, Tupac? Most of the world hates auto-tuned vocals, but millions of artists use it. Who is the first to top the charts with it? Oh boy, there's a lot of A's. A. Helen's going with A. Brooks, Sandy, Love the Sun, Kristalina. Oh, Cement Shoes is going with B. We have a Madonna vote. We have a Madonna vote, ladies and gentlemen. Betty Blue's going with Cher. Cher got a Grammy in every decade for 5 decades. The artist that did this won an award in 1998. Does that help you figure out or eliminate one or more than one artist from the list? 1998. It's a record. I like this sound. A. Guess D. Guessing. Cher got a Grammy in every decade for 5 decades. Cher. It was Helen's going with Cher. It was Cher. Most of the world hates auto-tuned. It was in 1998. Were they still alive in 1998? In the year 2525, will man still be alive? That's what came to mind just now for some reason when I read that, your comment. It was Cher at the same age as Tina Turner. I'm too old to remember that far back. Yeah, it's okay. We're not going to hold it against you. Good song. When did Tupac die? Well, he died after 1998. Most of the world hates auto-tune vocals, but millions of artists use it. Who was the first to top the charts using it? The rapper, you mean Tupac Shakur? The correct answer for question 20 is A as in apple, Cher. She used it on the song Believe in 1998. All of these answers are popping up before you ask the question. Are you on Top Chat? I don't know what to tell you there, Karen. You might be, maybe you're behind on the refresh your browser. Just hit the refresh button. Cher got a Grammy in 1960s, 1970s, 1980s, 1990s, and 2000s. I have one of Cher and Sonny Bono's albums, and then I have Cher's Gypsy Queen. Gypsy, just Gypsy. Do you believe in life after love? That's a great song. The film Mask. Ah, I forgot all about Mask. That was a good movie. All right, question number 21. Finish these lyrics to Rocket Man by Elton John. She packed my bags late last night, pre-flight 0 hour, 9 a.m., and I'm A, leaving on a rocket ship. B, wish she wouldn't of. C, still tired from the road. Or D, gonna be high as a kite by then. Finish the lyrics to that line from Rocket Man by Elton John. She packed my bags late last night, pre-flight 0 hour, 9 a.m., and I'm where's in her piece. That's what I was wondering myself, Stephanie. I said maybe she's busy tonight. I guess maybe we can't all be here every Sunday. Well, I have to be. You can't have this without me. Tupac died in 96. Oh, okay. Well, 1998 eliminates Tupac from the previous question. Elton John is your favorite? Rocket Man. Packed my bags late last night. Pre-flight 0 hour, 9 a.m. and what is the correct answer? The correct answer for question number 21 is D as in dog. I'm gonna be high as a kite by then. Don't even know what a browser is. I'm just on my phone. I have no clue. Oh, I'm sorry, Karen. I was just wondering if this said that the comments were coming, the answers were coming up before I put up the question. I was just wondering if maybe your connection is slow, or if you were on Top Chat or something else. It's Monday morning for me. It's 4:57 a.m. Ooh, wow. All right, question number 22. What musical artist has been featured on more songs than anyone in history? A staggering 583 times credited and 31 uncredited times. 583 times he's been credited on songs and 31 uncredited times. Additionally, so is it A, Britney Spears, B, John Lennon, C, Snoop Dogg, or D, Prince? I don't even know what a browser. Oh, I read that one. The bluegrass band Iron Horse does pretty good bluegrass. Rocket Man, Iron Horse. Which artist has been featured 583 times credited and 31 uncredited times on different songs? That is a lot of songs. I highly doubt that whichever artist it is, sang on all those songs. I mean, they may have just been using samples of his music or his lyrics on the songs. So don't think that this person recorded all 580 or 90 or whatever the hell the number is. Oh, I also have Just Share on Kappa Records. I just found this one in there. Yeah, self-titled Share album with just her picture on the front. When was this released? 1971. MCA Records. It's got The Way of Love, Gypsies, Tramps, and Thieves, He'll Never Know, Fire and Rain, When You Find Out Where You're Going, Let Me Know, He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother, I Hate to Sleep Alone, I'm in the Middle, and Touch and Go, and One Honest Man. Didn't even know I had that album. It wasn't in the right section. Okay, the answer to question number 22 is C as in dog, C as in cat. Yeah, because C as in dog makes sense. C as in cat. Snoop Dogg, according to the Guinness Book of World Records, has been credited more times on more songs than any other artist in the history of music. That is recorded modern day music is the actual definition by the Guinness Book of World Records. 583 times credited. Question number 23. More choices just for the love of inner peace. Soul for Music. What's up, everybody? Always I'm super late, but hey, I made it. Well, cool. I almost said that, but everyone was saying B. More choices for question number 23, just for the love of inner peace. What rock band took ballet lessons as a way to make their rock performances better? Was it A, Blue Oyster Cult, B, Fleetwood Mac, C, Rolling Stones, D, Beatles, E, Doobie Brothers, or F, the Jackson 5? A few years ago, Snoop was worth 130 million. That was then. I bet he's worth a heck of a lot more now, especially with him and Martha Stewart and their cookware and their cooking show. I'm sure he hasn't lost any money. I'm sure he's worth a heck of a lot more now. Wait, F? It's a joke. Inner P's always go. I have A, B, C, or D, so she always guesses. E, and then or F. So here's more choices because the love of inner peace. I get a kick out of her guessing weird letters that are more than what the options are. So what rock band took ballet lessons? Ballet. Lars. Lars is going with Z. There we go. Somebody's got to guess a letter that's not an option. Thank you, Lars. All we're saying is give peas a chance. Betty Blue is going with the Rolling Stones. Valedictorian in school. Don't know. She might have been. Who knows? Betty Blue is going with C. All we are saying. is give inner peace a chance. Oh, Diana Bowman's going with the Doobie Brothers. Wow, that is crazy. Hello. Such an interesting question. I'm going with D. Jackson's 5 practice dance for hours daily, so I'm sticking with F. Mick Jagger never gains weight, and he has high energy on stage. Crystalina's going with A. Blue Oyster Cult. Which rock band took ballet lessons? Could be C. Visualize world peace. Not peace, peas. Just world peace. I gain weight on a cracker a day. All right. What rock band took ballet lessons as a way to make their rock performances better? The correct answer is C, as in cat. The Rolling Stones. Every member of the band took ballet lessons. They didn't take that many actual lessons, but they did it anyways. Even, from drummer Mick Jagger, they all took them. They wanted to, they thought they would make them more limbo and help with the fatigue, and which would help their performances on stage. So, but it was the Rolling Stones. I can't see Jackson 5 doing ballet lessons. If we all had inner peace, the world would be at peace. Oh my God. Oh, all right. Here we go. Question number 24. They are out there, UFOs, UAVs, call them what you want. What band took their name from the unexplained aerial phenomenon? Is it A, Asia, B, Boston, C, Foo Fighters, or D, Jane's Addiction? Mick Jagger in a tutu. I don't know if they wore tutus. Don't know that much. They are out there, UFOs, UAVs. Call them what you want. The band What band took their name from unexplained aerial phenomenon? I didn't think they all danced. They don't. Crystalina, it was they were trying to find some way of, like, because of road fatigue touring, but they wanted something that would help them become more limbo and be able to not only aid in the performance of, like, Mick Jagger dancing around on the stage, for him it'd be obvious, but for the rest of the band to deal with the muscle fatigue of touring so much. So they all took the ballet lessons because of that. It'd be like today's standard, in the NFL and a lot of sports teams, they all take yoga. And they do yoga classes as part of their workouts. So see, but they couldn't dance. Didn't Boston have a spaceship on their cover? Yes, they did. Lars? Boston. Utopia. Call them what you want. UFO, UAV. They're out there. What band took their name from the unexplained aerial phenomenon? Yeah, I don't know where it is in there somewhere. I'm just glad there is someone, a whole group of even trying to fight the foo. They are out there, UFO, UAV, call them what you want. What band took their name from this unexplained aerial phenomenon? The correct answer, ladies and gentlemen, is C as in cat. Foo Fighters. Foo Fighter is actually a term that is used by the United States Air Force for an unexplained aerial phenomenon, either a vehicle or something else that a pilot may see in the skies while on a flight. They call it a Foo Fighter. Yes, but the Foo Fighters need thanks for their service fighting the Foo. Oh no. Guessing C. C is the correct answer. All right, question number 25. In 2019, Peter Tork passed on to the Jungle in the Sky. What band was he a member of? A, the Beach Boys. B, Alice in Wonderland. C, the Jungle, aka Jungle. Or D, the Monkees. That's racist. D, 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 D. D, 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 says Soul for Music. D. I suck at this game. I'm sorry. Could be worse. Could be Pooh Fire. D, 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 D. All right. 2019, Peter Tork passed away. D, I've got this. Peter Tork. Linda is going with D. I've got a lot of D's. D, D. Catalina D. Sun and Shoes is going with D. In 2019, Peter Tork passed on to the Jungle in the Sky. What band was he a member of? He was a member of the Monkees. D is the correct answer. D as in dog. All right, question number 26. You should never be allowed to make music with vulgar lyrics. We are working to put them in jail for life with no chance of parole. It's sickening we have a constitution that allows such filth. Who said this? Was it A, Tipper Gore, B, George Bush Jr., C, Jerry Jones, or D, Tom Jones? Who said this? Betty Blue's going to guess, I'm guessing Tippy. Tippy. Crystalline bacteria, no clue. C makes sense. There's some really good clips of the Senate hearings on this. There's also a really good one, clip of Dee Snider, the lead singer of Twisted Sister, really making a whole bunch of senators look like a bunch of dumbasses. Dee Snider, he roasted them all. He basically put it forth, man. It's like, hey, you have no idea what you're even talking about. Who is Tipper? Tipper Gore, Al Gore's wife. Al Gore, former presidential candidate and vice president of the United States of America, former vice president. His wife's name is Tipper Gore. Tom Jones. I think he was your crush and about a million other women. The boy, he always brought him in. Tom Jones. Mike Nesmith passed away last month. Yeah, he did, unfortunately. Hey, where are the monkeys? What is it? How does it go? Tell me if I'm wrong about this, because it pops into my head every time I hear the name monkeys. It's like, wasn't it? Hey, we're the monkeys. We're just monkeying around. We're too busy singing to cause anybody harm or something like that. I can't remember the rest of it after that. I'm sure somebody out there knows it though. Lockbox guy. The PMRC. You are absolutely right, Cement Shoes. The Parents Music Resource Center. Tipper Gore was the head of the PMRC. The Parents Music Resource Center. The reason why we have warning labels on music to this day. I'm sorry you cannot listen to this song. You're not 18 years of age. All right, the correct answer to question number 26 is Tipper Gore. And this quote that you see on your screen actually comes from her statements to the United States Congress when they went after the Butthole Surfers. Now, you may not like the name of the Butthole Surfers, but that is the name of the musical group. But they were convinced that the Butthole Surfers were involved with missing children. She was convinced of it. There was zero evidence of it ever, but she went after them. The PMRC. Thank you, Cement Shoes. All right, question number 27. What musical artist from the West was the first allowed to play a concert in China? Was it A, Culture Club, B, Wham, C, Devo, or D, Sonic Youth? Hey, we're the monkeys. People say we're monkeying around, but we're too busy singing to put anybody down. They also went after Two Live Crew and the Dead Kennedys. Yeah, they did. I have the album, Dead Kennedys album. Let's see. That was In God We Trust album. They went after the Dead Kennedys and Jella by Afra for making the In God We Trust album. Two Live Crew, as nasty as you want to be. Did you? Moments in Training, you saw them live twice? That's cool. We got a little bit of guesses all over. A, B, C, and D. We got them all. Never heard of them? Of any of these bands for question number 27, Betty? 80s, 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 90s. What musical artist from the West was the first allowed to play a concert in China? For question number 27, the correct answer is Wake Me Up Before You Go Go. Wham was the first Western artist allowed to play in China. Oh, the Kennedys, Dead Kennedys, they're a punk band from the 80s. I'd play it, but I'd get demonetized and a copyright strike. Devo pretty much started the new wave music trend. Yeah. Just remember, if you step on that crack, you break your mother's back. Now whip it. Whip it good. Put a flower pot on your head and a toilet seat around your neck. Oh, the things that you keep in your mind forever. I don't know why I remember some of these things. Question number 28. What song are these lyrics from? Running just as fast as we can, holding on to one another's hand, trying to get away into the night, and then put your arms around me and we tumble to the ground, then say, is it A, I think we're alone now, B, Heartbeat, C, Nana, or D, Sunshine Morning? Guy in Devo does music for Rugrats. Really? 1979, 1980, boys' hairstyles changed from long to short. Guitar players cut their hair to. Doesn't seem to be anybody around. It says Soul for Music. Moments in Trading is going all the way to A for Tiffany. Lars is going with A. Kristalina, A. Now, which version? A. A lot of A's. S. Singleton is going with A. Karen is going with A. Brooks, A as well. Huh. I think some people might actually remember the song. Question number 28. The correct answer is A, I Think We're Alone Now by Tiffany. These are the lyrics to Tiffany's song. Yes, 28 was A. Question number 29. What band has the record for the most record albums, CDs, cassette tape, DVD, VHS, and yes, Betamax tapes as well, and Laserdisc sales in the UK for their concerts and music? Is it A, U2, B, The Beatles, C, Pink Floyd, or D, Queen? We are a certain age for these answers. What band has the record for the most sales? The record for the most record albums, CDs, cassettes, DVDs, VHS, and yes, Betamax as well, and Laserdisc sales of their music and concerts in the UK history. Oh, Betty Blue, Larson, B, Mia B, Queen, A, B. What band is that popular that they have sold the most in history, in UK history? Soul for Music is going with Pink Floyd. Sandy D is going with D. That's a lot of different formats. Records, CDs, cassette tapes, DVDs, VHSs, and yes, even Betamax. Wow, what the hell was released on Betamax? Laserdisc sales of their music and concerts in UK history. A lot. Linda's going with D. Brooks is going with D. What would be that popular? Well, ladies and gentlemen, for question, I'll guess D because it seems unlikely, but these questions are tricky. Stephanie Fisher, the Dixie Chicks. I don't think it's the Dixie Chicks. I don't have a problem with the Dixie Chicks and their music, some of their older music, but I mean, I don't think it's the Dixie Chicks though. The correct answer is D as in dog, Queen, by a long shot. They have outsold just about every type, every other artist on every different type of media, that has been released of concerts and music and everything. Queen, by far, not even close. I do not have the actual sales statistics. I did not write it down. I should have though, but I did not write it down for this one. I'm still laughing over the Dixie Chicks. that ain't it. That was for inner peace. Thank you. Love Queen. Shoot, that makes sense though. They're still going even without Freddie. Oh yeah, they're Queen's music still hits the Billboard charts even today. It's still up there, even on the rock and roll play charts. It's played all the time. All right, question number 30. What day did Elvis Presley die? Was it August 16th, 1977? August 15th, 1977? August 20th, 1977? Or D, still alive, shut your mouth? And the bass player who won't play with them. D. Karen, just D, just a guess. I once met a guy who was working at a 7-Eleven who looked a lot like Elvis Presley, and his name was Elvin. It was the most bizarre thing. We asked the guy if we could take a photo of him. He's like, hell no. He goes, about 50 people a day come in here and take pictures of me. I'm like, you look a lot like Elvis. He goes, no. He goes, I've never gotten that before. I go, and your name is Elvin. He goes, yeah, I get it. I saw Elvis the other day at Piggly Wiggly buying peanut butter and bananas. Hey, it could have been him. That was one of his favorite sandwiches. I think Stephanie's on to something, everybody. She may have had a real Elvis sighting. The bass player Queen, he dipped after Freddie died. The only two original members playing with the current Queen are Adam Lambert, is Brian May, and Roger Taylor. Elvis the pelvis. Did you tell us before that's what your mom used to call him? Elvis the pelvis? I still see Elvis' picture up on my daughter's wall, but I don't remember the date exactly. People, oh yeah, well, there's a lot of conspiracy theories around both of their deaths, especially with Jim Morrison's death, and how mysterious it was that he supposedly drowned in a bathtub in Paris, and how quickly his body was rushed away, and then he was buried. But what day did Elvis Presley die? For question 30, the correct answer is A as in apple, August 16th, 1977. Although, if you go into some of the conspiracy theories, the other two dates, August 15th and August 20th, are part of the conspiracy theories. The 15th is part of the conspiracy theory that the CIA killed Elvis the day before his body was discovered. And the 20th was the date that they believe Elvis was murdered because of a mob hit. That they're part of other conspiracy theories around Elvis's death. And I added these still alive, shut your mouth, because, well, I needed a fourth option. Biden changed the cause of Elvis's death to COVID death. It's a good one, Lars. It's a good one. Okay, bonus question time, ladies and gentlemen. Bonus question number 1 of 3. Music formats come and some go away forever. What musical artist can claim that their music was first ever to be sold on a compact disc? Was it A, Michael Jackson, B, Bruce Springsteen, C, Bananarama, or D, Frank Sinatra? I think Jeffrey Epstein is still alive. Think they got him hidden on a new pedo island or something? What musical artist can claim that their music was the first to be sold on a compact disc, a CD? Which artist can actually claim that? And only one artist, because the entire thing was set up. This wasn't like they produced a whole bunch of CDs, they put them in a store, and then one person randomly walked in and bought it. This was a publicity event for the very first CD to be sold. Who can actually claim that their CD was the very first CD to be sold? C, Bananarama. B, A. C, I said D from the last question. In case you're curious, the item that is the first CD that was ever sold is in the possession of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Ohio. It's on permanent display there. The very first one ever sold. It was sold to an individual who then quickly, they gave him another copy, and they gave him, I think they gave him concert tickets or something. But again, it was all a publicity event for the very first person to walk in and buy one and to purchase it, to say that they were the first person to ever sell their music on this new format that nobody, thought was going to, survive, the CD. We get C and A, B, A, B, C. Now I'm Soul for Music is thinking B. What's it gonna be? Soul for Music 79. Is it gonna be B? What's your final answer? Do 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 do. I remember going to a music store, leafing through albums and listening to them in the record store. That Betty, when I was younger, I used to go to a record store in downtown Minneapolis that was called Northern Lights Record Store, and they had little booths. They were kind of like about the size of a phone booth that had a little record player in them that you could actually sit down, put a record on, and put on headphones, and you could actually listen to records before you bought them. I miss that store. It's now a parking lot. Parking lot for the Minnesota Timberwolves basketball team. I didn't like CDs at first because they cost more. I love tapes better on my Walkman. I don't have a Walkman. I'm gonna have to jump onto eBay one of these days and see if I can find something that still works. I have a whole bunch of cassettes. Used to work at a music store. Coconuts was the name. Strawberries was the other in town, owned by the same company. Well, that's cool. All right. Bonus question number one: music formats. Come and go. Away forever. What musical artist can claim their music was the first ever to be sold on a compact disc? The correct answer, ladies and gentlemen, is B as in boy. Bruce Springsteen was the very first CD sold. It was sold in New York City at a now defunct like chain of stores, but it didn't say what the name of the store was. It could have been Capitol Records, could have been Virgin. I don't know what the hell it was. It just said that it's now defunct a store. But the actual first CD sold by ever is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Ohio. Bruce Springsteen. Good old Bruce. Bonus number, once I will say. All right, bonus question number two. It took a century from the start to finish to get to this finally done. What city in England named a street after each member of the Beatles? Is it A, London, B, Liverpool, C, Manchester, or D, York? It took a century to get it done. From the time that they actually first thought the idea up of naming a street after each member until it finally got done. This is a true fact. He is short. B, 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 Liverpool, B. Wow. B. I'd like to go over there someday. The lads from Liverpool. Go over to the UK. I have family over there. I haven't seen in probably 15 years. like to go see them one of these days. Get this COVID crap over with so I can go see them. Last time I saw them, they all came here to the United States. They don't travel very much anymore because they're both retired. Is it expensive in the UK? But for what? It all depends on what the living cost of living. Well, the cost of everything is pretty much like the same as here in the United States, depending upon where you are. My dream is to travel to England someday, mainly for Elton, but the Beatles too. That'd be cool. B things, yes. COVID crap is here to stay. It's much too profitable to let go. Stephanie. That's kind of like what my friend thinks. He thinks that every year from here on out, we're just going to have another massive scare, and we're all going to have to get another booster shot every year, and then we're going to have to get a booster shot, that's going to be mandated. That's what he thinks. But depends on where you live. London's more expensive. All right, bonus question number 2 is B as in boy, Liverpool. Liverpool. They finally got it done. They have a street named after each member of the Beatles. Question number 3, bonus of 3 of 3. What songstress actually grew up on a Christmas tree farm for most of her life? Is it A, Kelly Rowland, B, Janet Jackson, C, Taylor Swift, or D, Tiffany? No different than the flu shot thought. Yeah, I don't know. That's just what he thinks. He thinks it's going to be around forever, regardless. I'm like, I hope the hell not, because when it comes to like small town America, they're still freaked the hell out, and I don't blame them. What songstress actually grew up on a Christmas tree farm for most of her life? Betty Blue has no idea. S. Singleton is going with D, with Tiffany. Soul for Music, D. I have no idea. Sandy D. D. Linda is going with yes. Could shots hurt your arm and make you feel more rubbish? Well, I mean, the COVID shot hurts your arm. You're saying the COVID shot can hurt your arm or hurt your arm. Um, the I had kind of felt like a little funk after the first one, and not the second one. Let's narrow it down. It's not B. Linda, nope, not B. I was okay with mine. I got my shots where I live. I was in the not the last group, but the second to last group because I got COVID and I lived through it. And then they wanted to test my blood for antibody levels, and then so anybody who actually had COVID and then documented COVID, then you had to wait, and then you had to get the shots in the last group because they rolled it out to the first responders first and teachers and and so on and so forth. After the COVID shots first came out, I was in the second to last group. I had it, but the tinnitus shot hurts too. I felt fine. Most everyone I know did too, but it's all good. Everyone is different. That's true. Bonus question number 2. Guess B, it's probably wrong. Betty Blue. Ah, glad you're okay. Yeah, so am I. I'll never take a COVID jab. I'll die on this hill. I'm not I'm not being forced to make a medical decision. Freedom! Freedom! All right. Bonus question number 3. What songstress actually grew up on a Christmas tree farm most of her life? The correct answer, ladies and gentlemen, is C, as in cat, Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift grew up on a Christmas tree farm from her younger years of her life. She grew up on a Christmas tree farm. That is all of the questions. That is 30 questions and 3 bonus questions for tonight's trivia. I hope you have fun. Ah, who knew? I was scared. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't. I had a panic attack after my first, but I realized I was being influenced by others and what social media was telling me to feel. Well, that's true. At COVID, January 2021, have all 3 vaccines. I have not gotten the booster. I'm the only one in my household who hasn't gotten the booster. I mean, my wife and my daughter both work in healthcare, so they definitely had to have it. And my mother now lives with us, so and she had to have it because she has pre-existing health conditions. And let's just say she had to get the COVID because if she was to get it, it would be almost a death sentence for her. Find George Carlin's records. Yeah, I know, right? Well, I mean, I found these 3. I found George Carlin's. This is FM AM, an evening with Carlin and Wally Lundo, and George Carlin's Class Clown. Now, for some reason, though this one is in there. I found this one. It was stuck in there on the shelf, not in the jacket. But I have 2 copies in here of George Carlin's FM AM. It's only 1 record, but for some reason I have somebody else's copy in here. So I don't know. That I got to figure out. I have to sit down and think to myself, who was the last one that borrowed them, and do I have their copy of FM AM? I don't know. It's a mystery because I don't let people borrow too many of my records. I mean, I let my friend Travis borrow them sometimes. My friend Dave does, but I can't remember them borrowing any of the comedy albums. That's the one you have? Which one? An Evening with Waldo London? Or Class Clown? Or FM AM? Because the one that I was that's the one I was looking for was Class Clown. Because Class Clown has got track 6 is the 7 words you can never say on television. Why are people still taking shots with so many cases of people still getting the virus? And that's after 2 shots plus the booster. How many jabs are people willing to take before they realize they've been conned into compliance? Yeah, there is Starfire, a lot of them. Truly one of the the pioneers of comedy, George Carlin. One of the other comedians that I like, he's still around, is George Papa. George Papa, he's still around though, but he's a lot more. He's a lot cleaner, comedy wise. Peace to you too, Stephanie. I'll take 10 if it means I don't go on a vent. Hey, looky there, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry I missed you all. Wishing you all a happy New Year's. Well, Inner Peace, thank you. I hope you had a wonderful New Year's. Thank you for popping in and saying hello this morning. This evening to us all. Depending on where everybody is. I don't know where everybody is anymore. I used to try to keep track of people who are on the East Coast, West Coast, or London, or overseas, and Australia and stuff. I can't keep track of it anymore. But Inner Peace is here. Well, at least we know you're safe and sound, Inner Peace. Have you ever seen what his name? What's his name? He was on, I think, America's Got Talent. Drew is his first name. He has a stutter. Hilarious. No, I can't. Soul for Music. I've not watched a lot of America's Got Talent. Kristalina, you have a great day today and the rest of your week. Stay safe out there. Drew Lynch. Well, I know another comedian with the last name of Lynch. Stephen Lynch. But I don't remember it as Drew Lynch. He's pretty good. He got hurt while playing basketball or softball or something. He's pretty funny. Well, I'll look him up, see if I can find something on. I'll look him up to see if I can find something on YouTube. So that was my notice. I gotta go. All right, everybody. Thank you again for hanging out with me tonight and playing music trivia. I hope that each and every one of you has a terrific week ahead. And I will see you again soon. Good night, everyone.